The jail found from July 25th of 2025, you were cited for 2 counts of assault, 1 count of shoplifting. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I see you have a hold on you. For your misdemeanor case out of city court, I'm going to release you, assign the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be in city court, October 31st at 9 a.m. And I'll let city court know that you're currently in custody on another matter, but your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Dale, are we going to be seeing Tony Ward?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then also, are we going to be seeing Prosper Castikel?
No, Your Honor, he's still unavailable.
All right, Pima, public defender, do you want to waive his appearance or you want to continue his matter till tomorrow morning?
Judge, we'll continue. We'll continue.
All right, so for State versus Prosper Castikel, we will continue to tomorrow morning's initial appearance. And then jail, are there any Spanish-speaking defendants tonight?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so the Spanish interpreter's excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your full name, please.
Tony Ward.
You're charged with domestic violence, criminal damage. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Sir, I'm going to release you, but you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Do you understand?
That's my dog.
I'm not talking about that. I'm letting you know you cannot have contact with Robert. Do you understand?
But he got my dog that,
Sir,
you know,
that's not my question to you. My question to you is, do you understand you cannot have
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not allowed to have any contact with Robert. Do not call him. Even if he invites you to his house, you cannot go there. Stay away from him. Don't go to his place of residence. Further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, October 14th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear in court. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Christopher Piñuelas Gomez.
All right, looks like I'll waive reading of the complaint. Defense counsel, you're there?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll waive reading of the complaint. Mr. Gomez, I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you or next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation. Then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney, there is a victim in this case. Let's hear from her first. The victim involved in this case, can you want to make a statement? Go ahead. The victim, you want to make a statement regarding his release conditions or no release?
Judge,
Sorry,
they
just for 911.
oh,
The victim, can you please speak if you'd like to speak?
Is this for 915? Is that me?
Are you the victim in the Christopher Gomez case?
I'm not sure. I was told that there were new charges that were going to be presented for stalking, and the
Yes,
detective.
I'm
I had a
asking you.
phone call from.
I'm asking you,
Oh
do you
yes,
have a
okay.
statement? If you'd like to make a
Yes,
statement
I
regarding
am concerned for. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. I'm concerned for my safety. He was served with protection order last Tuesday, and I have received 2 phone calls from jail from from Christopher. So I'm concerned for my safety at this moment.
Thank you. Deputy County Attorney?
Instead is recommending a $20,000 bond with pretrial service. The defendant does have a significant criminal history. He's currently pending other misdemeanor DVs, which it also does include other victims. He also has 2 prior convictions, with one including a domestic violence. There's a concern for a continued risk to the victim.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking for a $1,000 bond. He is in custody for other charges. He's being held on a $5,000 bond that he can't post. Additionally, Judge, he is self-employed. He is a lifelong resident of Tucson. If he were to be released, which he wouldn't because he has the other bond as well, he would have housing with his mother. And also, Judge, he has successfully completed probation.
Mr. Gomez, your bond is set at $20,000 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. You cannot have any contact with the victim. Do not call her. Do not see her. Do not write to her. Do not social media her. If you were to get out of custody, you cannot go to where she lives or works, and do not contact her immediately, like beginning now. You're not allowed to possess any firearms, commit no further acts of domestic violence. Joel Chorney is your defense counsel. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. You're excused. What is your full name, please?
Eduardo Leon Jr.
You're charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm within city limits, being a prohibited possessor, and discharging a firearm at a non-residential structure. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation. Then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, the state is asking for $150,000 with pretrial service. The defendant poses a risk to the community. He recklessly discharged a weapon, did strike a vehicle with two occupants. Thankfully, they weren't harmed. Nonetheless, Your Honor, he also has a significant juvenile adjudication history, violent. He has a pending violent offense. This offense predates the pending matter. In addition, there's also a probation matter where the defendant is also facing mandatory convicted on the offenses pending.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking for a $10,000 bond for time credit. He does have the probation hold and he is being held on a high bond on another matter. So we're asking for a $10,000 bond for time credit. Additionally, Judge, he is fully employed. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. And if he were to post his bonds, he would have confirmed housing.
Mr. Little, your bond set at $150,000. No contact with the victims involved in this case. Do not go back to that residence location. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. Trevor Hill is your appointed counsel. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. You're excused.
Is there their feet was right? Yeah. Oh, it was, yeah, it was, okay. Yeah, I felt like I missed that. I can see you. For misdemeanors now, right? Not for-
Yes.
Okay.
What is your full name, sir?
I don't know.
Sir, what is your name, please?
I don't know.
Are you Nathaniel Conver?
Go ahead. No, no, I am.
I'm sorry?
No, I am.
That's who you are?
No.
Dale, who is he booked? Who is this person?
Your Honor, that it is Convert Nathaniel.
Sir, is your name Nathaniel Conver III?
No.
All right, if you don't cooperate, then I'm gonna have to continue this matter to tomorrow. You're gonna be staying in jail longer. I need to get your name, sir.
No, I have one.
Sorry?
No, I have one, the judge.
Your name is Nathaniel Conver?
No, it's not.
What's your name then?
It's not that.
Okay, so what is it?
Mine is insurance.
You're not gonna say? Jail, has he been continued over from a prior session?
It looks like, yeah, Your Honor, yes.
Was he fingerprinted? Do you know?
I don't, Your Honor. We'll have to check on that.
Okay.
They look at sleeping.
Nathaniel. Mm, I just got to make sure that it's him. Sir, do you know when your date of birth is?
Your Honor, he hasn't been fingerprinted yet.
Okay. So I want to make sure it's him. I know the jail's saying it's Nathaniel Conver. Um, if I continue tomorrow, will he get fingerprinted overnight?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll continue to tomorrow morning. Thank you. Good evening. What is your full name, please?
Chance Aston Petrovich.
All right, looks like you had 2 warrants for your arrest that the jail found. It looks like you had a criminal trespass in a second degree from June 16th of 2023. You had a shoplifting from September 29th of 2024. These cases have been in warrant status at a justice court. Mr. Prokopich, these cases will never go away until you appear in court on your own to resolve your cases. I'm going to give you a chance to do that. I'm going to quash the warrants, release you on both cases. Set your next court date in justice court on both cases, September 22nd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you appear this time. If you don't, more warrants will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, you're excused. Thank you.
It's approved.
What is your full name, please?
Amos Luke Santa Cruz.
All right, looks like you had a warrant for your arrest at a justice court. It was for a driving on suspended license case from January 19th, 2024. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, quash the warrant. I will release you on this court. It's going to be September 22nd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. And then you also had a warrant for your arrest. It was on a DUI case, let's see, that you have not resolved. Looks like a warrant has gone out for you in this case. Let's see, 1, 2,
That was the same one, wasn't it?
3 times warrants have gone out for you on this DUI case. Your bond is now set at $1,000. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You will see a judge in city court September 19, 2025 at 1:45 if you're still in custody. If you post a bond, you'll see a judge October 8th at 9 a.m. Your attorney will be out to see you. Thank you. You're excused. What is your full name, please?
Eli Edwards.
Right. Mr. Edwards, it looks like you had cases in city court. New charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal trespass, domestic violence disorderly conduct from today's date. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You already had 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cases pending in city court. I'm going to set a bond on your new case, $1,000, no contact with the victim. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You'll see a judge in city court September 19th at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Shinji Santora.
Ms. Santora, looks like you had cases in warrant status out of city court on 3 separate cases. One case involved a custodial interference case, one case involved criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia. The third case involved a criminal trespass matter. So, Ms. Santora, I'm Judge Hale. You're supposed to be seeing me in city court. You missed your court date on July 29th. I issued a warrant for your arrest. Ms. Santora, you've got to appear in court to resolve your cases. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you're being held on another matter in Superior Court. Because of that Superior Court hold, I'll release you on the misdemeanor matter. Set your next court date, October 31st at 9 a.m. And I'll appoint a city public defender to help you with your city court case. You are
Okay,
excused.
thank you.
What is your name, please?
Jennifer,
Your last name, please?
you hear it?
You're charged with 1 count of domestic violence, interfering with a judicial proceeding, or basically failure to comply with a court order. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Ms. Ihori, you have a pending case in domestic violence charges in justice court involving your parents. This new case involved your parents. I have to let you know, Ms. Ihori, you can't go to your parents' house. You just can't be there. Do you understand?
Mm.
Do you understand that, ma'am?
You have to say it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You can't go there. I'm going to give you a chance to be released. I mean, I could put a bond on you, but you just can't go to your parents' house. You got to stay away from them. Don't call them. Don't see them. Don't go to where they live. You just cannot go there. You'll have to appear in justice court September 22nd at 10:30 a.m. If you don't appear, more warrants will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Tasia Garcia,
What's your middle name?
Uday.
You're charged with aggravated assault on a peace officer. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first in the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation, then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Based on the nature of the offense involving a peace officer, the state is asking for a $5,000 bond with pretrial service. I do acknowledge the defendant does not have a criminal history. Nonetheless, she was also uncooperative at the jail, so that is a concern that she won't comply with court orders.
Defense Counsel?
Judge, I'd like to make a probable cause argument before I make my recommendation. Judge, in this instance, officers went to her home for a welfare check and she didn't want them there. And then that's when these charges started. So we're asking that she's released because there is no probable cause here. Officers should have checked and then left. So the welfare check was complete. And then when they came and saw her and then they stayed there, and that's when she became erratic and uncooperative after the welfare check was done. So we're asking that the charges are dismissed or that she's released to pretrial services because there's no probable cause. Judge, in the alternative, if you do find that there's probable cause, we're asking that she's released because she does have no priors. And based on the internal complaint, there may be, she may be needing to go get services. I see that there was like an emergency order. So we're asking for her to be released, and it seems that mental health services is more appropriate for Ms. Garcia than a bond.
Ms. Goodman, regarding the challenge, your position?
Yes, Your Honor. I respectfully ask the court to deny defense motion, as when the officers were attempting to do a welfare check, at that point, the defendant became aggressive. She went towards the deputies at the point where they were trying to detain her. The defendant became more aggressive. The petition was granted. When the deputies were attempting to serve that petition, that's when the defendant became more aggressive, and that's when she spit on the officer. So there is probable cause in this offense, Your Honor.
The court's going to deny the probable cause challenge. Ms. Garcia, your bond is set at $1,000 plus release to pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you will be monitored and receive any sort of treatment as directed by pretrial services. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
Matthew Atkins?
Is your middle name Lee?
Yes.
All right, you had a
Yeah.
felony warrant for your arrest for a charge involving unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, 2 counts of unlawful possession of narcotic possession, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation. Ms. Goodman, I just had a question. So the warrant says $10,000. However, when he was originally cited for these charges, he was released to pretrial services. Why is the state asking for such a high bond?
Your Honor, the state is asking for the bond amount in the Superior Court. I do acknowledge, Your Honor, that the defendant was released to pretrial service. Nonetheless, he did fail to comply, maintain contact with pretrial service. The last time he maintained contact with pretrial services was back on February 20th of 2025. He was released previously, yet he failed to comply. He also does have a history of failing to appear. He also currently has 2 other prior warrants from city court.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Atkins is released to pretrial services. The procedural posture here is kind of confusing to me, Judge. It looks like he was arrested in July on these charges, but arraigned in March, which leads me to believe that these might have been refiled on him, which would lead to him missing court. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services. Additionally, Judge, he is 55 years old. His previous arrest was in 2013. And these charges were identified as nonviolent. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services.
Mr. Atkins, are you awake?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, your bond set at $2,000 plus release of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitor treatment they recommend. If you're able to post the bond, Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for September 17th at 1:30 p.m. You also had a case in city court, warrants for your arrest on 2 separate cases. One case was a criminal trespass in the first degree. The other ones were domestic violence, interfering with judicial proceeding charges, domestic violence, criminal damage charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, release you, assign the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next hearing date is October 31st at 9 a.m. Your attorney, also from the city PDs, will be in touch with you. You are excused.
Your Honor, just for the record, I reviewed the file and it wasn't a refile. It was actually the defendant failed to comply with steps. That was the reason for the time frame.
All right, thank you. What is your full name, please?
Angel Edward Fingers.
All right, Mr. Fembris, you have 2 separate felony cases pending. You have new charges of armed robbery, 2 separate counts of armed robbery, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. The alleged incident date was from today's date. And then you also had a felony warrant for your arrest for unlawful possession of dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drugs ×2, and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash that warrant, enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation. Then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, as to the pending bond, the state is asking for a little bit higher bond, referencing the warrant. Reason being is the defendant is before the court on a new case, which is a serious offense involving multiple local businesses. As to the warrant, the state is asking for $20,000. That offense involves the transfer of drugs that is at risk to the community. The defendant also does have 7 prior convictions, and now is before the court after he attempted he committed the armed robberies on multiple local businesses and attempted to flee the scene. So he is a flight risk and a risk to the community.
What are you asking for on the armed robbery case?
My apologies. Thank you, Your Honor. For the armed robbery, because it involves multiple local businesses, we're asking for $150,000 based on his criminal history and the pending matter.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Jimenez is released to pretrial services. However, if you're not inclined, on the new charge, we're asking for a $5,000 bond, and on the old charge, we're asking for a $2,000 bond. On the warrant case, it looks like charges were refiled, and he didn't know we had court, so that's why he missed court then. He is working. He's self-employed. He works as a landscaper, and he has appointments this week. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson, and he has confirmed housing with his mother.
Mr. Fimbres, on your new charges, armed robbery, your bond is set at $100,000. No contact with the victim businesses, no possession of firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. On your warrant drug case, your bond is set at $15,000. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for September 17th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you regarding your cases. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you. On the truth.
What is your name, please?
Your name?
Dejan Hunter.
Is your middle name Pierre?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you had a felony warrant for your arrest for 1 count of endangerment, burglary in the 3rd degree, and 2 counts of arson. The alleged incident date was from June 3rd.
I agree.
All right, hold on. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, sir. The incident date was from June 3rd, 2025. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutors regarding her bond recommendation, then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, the state is asking for the warrant amount requested on the warrant of $10,000 in pretrial service. The defendant does have 1 prior conviction. So history of failing to appear. He does score a 6 out of 6 on the NCAA FTA. There's limited community ties. In addition, there is a history of failing to appear. Looking at the report as to pretrial service and also the information that where the summons was mailed to the defendant received the advisement referencing the arraignment, and he failed to appear after multiple continuances.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Hunter is released to pretrial services or a much lower bond if you're not inclined for release. It looks like these charges were dismissed and then refiled. So that's why he wasn't at court. We're asking that he's released also because he's a lifelong resident of Tucson.
Mr. Hunter, your bond is set at $10,000. No contact with the victim. Don't go back to the incident location. Possession of firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for September 17, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Oh, you also had a justice court matter for a shoplifting matter. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. September 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. is your next court date in justice court. And I'll let justice court know that you're currently in custody on a felony matter. You are excused. Thank you.
Arms out of your shirt. Arms out of your shirt. Hunter. He's not gonna listen for a minute or else he's gonna listen.
What is your name, please?
Raymond.
Your last name, sir?
Luna.
You have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yeah.
All right, Deputy County Attorney, your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, the state is asking for a $1,500 bond with pretrial service, because the defendant has a significant criminal history. There's a concern that he has 2 failed to appear active warrants with Tucson City Court, and also there is an MVCA flag. He does have a violent prior history and a history of parole and probation violations.
Defense counsel?
Judge, we're asking that he's released to pretrial services so he can do the STEPS program out of custody.
Mr. Luna, your bond set at $1,000. Public defenders appointed. Your first hearing's called a STEPS hearing. It's on September 17, 2025 at 9 a.m. And then your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd at 1:30 p.m. You also had some city court cases. Looks like 2 warrants for your arrest on 2 separate drug paraphernalia charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash those warrants. I'm going to set your next hearing date on October 31st at 9 a.m. I'll appoint a city public defender to represent you, and they'll be in touch with you about your case. Thank you.
So you're,
Gonna go back out with the nails. Ramos.
What is your name, please?
Ramos.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right, Mr. Ramos, looks like you have 2 counts of unlawful possession of a narcotic drugs, unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear from the, actually, you also have another felony case as a felony warrant for your arrest from charges from June 28th of 2025. It was for 1 count of resisting arrest, 1 count of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, and I will hear from the public defenders, I'm sorry, from the county attorney regarding her bond recommendation, then your attorney. Ms. Goodman?
My apologies, Your Honor. As to the Warren case, we're asking for a $5,000 bond with pretrial service. He was granted the ability to remain out of custody under the supervision of pretrial service. Doesn't look like he maintained contact with pretrial service as ordered by the court. Now the defendant is for the court on a new matter. For the new case, the state is asking for, in lieu of no bond, a $3,000 bond with pretrial service if that bond is posted. There's also a concern the defendant has a criminal history and a failed to appear history as well.
Mr. Ramos, on your warrant case from June 28, 2025, your bond is set at $1,000. I'm putting the bond that's listed in the warrant. And Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for September 17, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. And on your newest charges case, your bond is set at $2,000. Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused.
And Your Honor, I do apologize. I failed to flag the new charges for steps.
I didn't think he qualified. I didn't see anything from pretrial services that he qualified.
Being a personal possession, Your Honor, will he be screened through the steps if it's personal possession?
And Judge, we concur with the state. We're also asking for a STEPS hearing.
All right, I'll do a STEPS hearing. It's going to be on September 17th, 2025 at 9 a.m. All right, thank you.
Here.
do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Rodriguez,
Well,
What is your full name, please?
Armando Miguel Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, looks like you had two separate felony cases also. You had a warrant for your arrest for armed robbery. It was from August 30th of 2025. I'm going to quash the warrant, enter plea of not guilty. And then you had a new case for unlawful possession of a firearm by a prohibited possessor from today's date. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. For both cases, you have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Ms. Goodman?
Your Honor, the concern as to the new case is the violent nature of the defendant's actions involving the brandishing of the weapon in order for the defendant and another female to remove items from the local business. So there is a concern that is that ongoing threat to our local businesses. There is one conviction. In addition, there is a concern the defendant is a prohibited possessor. He has one conviction, but there's also a reference TV matter. The defendant is also prohibited on possessing weapons. For the new case, the state is recommending a $15,000 bond with pretrial service. And the state is also asking for the court to respectfully order the JP warrant of the $30,000 to pretrial service.
You said the new case you were asking for 15. Are you asking for 15 or 30?
15 for the prohibited possessor case and 30 for the JP warrant.
Defense counsel?
Judge, I'd like to make a probable cause argument for the new case.
Go ahead.
Judge, it says in the interim complaint that he was arrested as a prohibited possessor. However, the statute, so his conviction is from 2011. So his rights would have been restored under the new. I'm not recalling exactly what year, but that they're automatically restored after he finishes his previous case. So as far as being a prohibited possessor for a prior, he doesn't have a prior that would make him a prohibited possessor. And for the warrant case, I believe he was not arrested and he was not arraigned, so he wasn't on release conditions for that. And additionally, Judge, in the statute for misconduct, there's nothing about the DV case that would make him a prohibited possessor. If anything, that might put him in violation of that case, but it wouldn't be a new charge as a prohibited possessor. So for the new case, Judge, we're asking that it's dismissed. Alternatively, with the warrant case, Judge, we're asking for a lower bond. I can go on to release from waiting.
I'm not sure where you're getting all this information. The only thing I have for the new case, possession of a firearm by a prohibited possessor, is this short, there was an order of protection. He was ordered not to possess a gun, and then he was stopped on today's date and had in his possession a handgun. So I'm not sure what you're talking about regarding other cases.
That's the case I'm talking about, Judge, the prohibited possessor charge.
Yeah, you were talking about him.
So
his rights were restored, but if he has, the issue is he had an active order of protection that ordered him not to possess a gun. And then today's date, he possessed a gun. So I'm not really sure.
I mean, in that statute, in reviewing the statute, Judge, I don't see anything about orders of protection creating a prohibited possessor.
Orders of protection, you can be prohibited from carrying a firearm, yes.
But that would be in violation of that order. So Judge, I'm asking that charge is dismissed. Alternatively, that he is released on that charge. In the new case, Judge, we're asking for a substantially lower bond.
I'm going to deny the probable cause challenge, and I do find there's reasonable cause for the possession of a firearm by a prohibited possessor from today's date. Mr. Rodriguez, on your armed robbery case, your bond is set at $30,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with the alleged victim in the case. Go to where that incident location happened. Possession of firearms or weapons, public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. On your newest case for being a prohibited possessor, your bond is set at $10,000. Possess no firearms. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. You're excused.
Wilson.
What is your full name, sir?
Lonnie Andrew Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, looks like you have a new felony charges for a third-degree burglary and first-degree trafficking in stolen property. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I am going to hear from the prosecutor first. Ms. Goodman?
Your Honor, in lieu of no bond, the state is asking for a $10,000 bond with pretrial service. The defendant has two prior convictions and he failed to maintain law abiding. He's currently pending another case. His sentencing was scheduled on the 22nd, but yet he's before the court again on significant serious offenses. And he also scores a 6 out of 6 in the NCAA-FTA.
And defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking for a lower bond for time credit. He is detained without bond on another matter.
All right. I'm going to set his bond at $10,000. No contact with the victims involved in this case. Don't go back to that Pima Community College's Desert Vista campus. Christian Salter is his appointed counsel. His next hearing, his preliminary hearing is set September 22nd at 1:30 p.m. He's also not allowed to possess any firearms. And Mr. Wilson, I believe you also had a misdemeanor matter out of justice court. And the charge is for false reporting of an emergency. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, release you on that charge only September 22nd at 8:30 a.m. is his next court date in justice court. And I'll let justice court know that he's currently in custody on a felony. Thank you. He's excused. Jail, are we going to be seeing Miss Melgoza?
Your Honor, that one is also unavailable. She's at the hospital right now.
And defense counsel, you're okay with continuing tomorrow morning?
Yes, Judge.
We'll see you heard tomorrow morning. Thank you.